Test mic 1, 1, 2. Mic dick. Test.
What was that?
Oh, I don't know. Are we testing or are we just going?
Oh. We're just going, man.
All right. Do I sound good? Or
Let's do this thing. You're sounding great, man. Don't go too far away. There you go.
Oh, there we go. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the podcast. Friday night at the bar.
Applause. You can't hear it.
Thank you. I know. And for the second straight week, I forgot my goddamn headphones.
There you go.
Yeah, man. So what do we got right here? What is this thing?
Oh, this is the Whipper. This is
this
the
thing
new
is
portable rower.
It's tiny.
Well, I mean, this isn't the whole thing.
Okay, so what else is there? Like
a big rail.
Oh, for the seat.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Okay.
A rail with an arm that comes up, but it's pretty small. It's only like this wide, the whole thing. Unlike a Concept 2's like that wide, it's pretty narrow.
So small enough that you could like throw this in a suitcase.
Yeah, it breaks down to 3 pieces.
And you take it with you.
Plus this. But also has the ski attachment.
Oh, right.
I wouldn't take the rower on vacation.
Really?
It's a little big.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
the ski attachment is smaller, more practical.
Yeah, ski attachments literally would fit right here, and that's all you need. It's the whole thing. It's got a little... But I just finished the review, so I'm going to put that up probably before I put this up. So if you're watching this, you can go check out the review for this.
Check out the review.
Where I get a little more in-depth, obviously, about this. I just finished it. That's why this is sitting here.
Nice.
I figured give us a chance to talk about it while we're sitting here.
Yeah, I would.
Our new
this
sponsor.
has kind of been around for a little while, right? Or like
No.
No.
Yeah,
what I mean by
the idea.
Like the idea has been around for a little while,
But
and
it just shipped.
Finally
last 2
started
months.
shipping out and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
This is something that Rich Froney is behind, right?
Your mother-in-law wants one, by the way.
Oh, really? I'm not
Yeah,
surprised.
Rich bought into the company, and full disclosure, so did I. I own 250 shares of the company.
Oh.
At $1 a share. Yeah.
Hey, who
So,
knows?
make me rich.
Yeah.
I'd like to be arrested for, insider trading or whatever you get in trouble for.
Yeah, that'd be insider
If you can
trading.
make it enough money, to make that worth it. If it gets up to several $1,000s a share, I'll be all right.
That'd be pretty dope.
Not gonna happen. Anyway, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Check it out. Check out the
video.
review. It's dope.
How's your 12 wads of fitness coming?
12 wads of Christmas.
Yeah.
We're on, what did we just do? Number 6? Yeah, we just finished number 6. So we're halfway.
Yeah.
Did you do them all?
Yeah, I've done all of them so far.
Are you going to do Helen today?
I'm going to do Helen today because tomorrow Helen is the wad for tomorrow, right?
Yes.
And then I'm going to go watch a football game with my brother tomorrow. So
okay.
I'm going to do Helen after we're done podcasting here.
Gotcha. Cool.
But yeah, I mean, how do you...
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
We did Havana yesterday. It's one of my new favorite workouts.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
I really enjoyed it for sure, but it crushed me. Like it...
Yeah, I felt sick for about an hour after.
Yeah.
Something about the double unders and then going down to push-ups was funky.
And I'm typically like real confident in my double unders. I mean, I'm real consistent with them. But round 2 of the double unders,
round 2,
it was like you don't have double unders anymore, bud.
I was walking outside and I hear, what the fuck? And I was walking by Paulie at the door and I was looking at Paulie. I go, oh, did Ocean just get on to the second round and figure out he doesn't have doubles? He goes, absolutely. Hilarious.
Yeah, I fell victim to the...
It's funny, if you're really good at doubles, they're gone in the second round.
Yeah.
If you're kind of mediocre with doubles, they get better in the second round or more consistent.
It's probably because I blasted through the first round.
Well, you're out of breath and you can't
easily.
breathe.
Yeah, and then now...
Second round, you're out of breath, you're out of position. Whereas people that aren't very good with doubles, I always say, like, that's a good time to learn doubles when you're tired. Because all this stuff that you do wrong, like the arms coming up and all that stuff goes away. So it's a pretty good way to get better at them. And I think that's what I saw a lot of yesterday was a little improvement in a lot of people's doubles. Also, 150 of them at a time.
Yeah.
If you did the workout, you're going to be better at them.
And we talked about that last week, right? Volume is what makes you better. So
yeah. It was good times though. So far it's been okay.
Yeah.
I haven't PR'd anything like Fran. That was not so good, and McGee I didn't do so good, but that's because
you talked about it yesterday.
I did McGee the day after we did the last one of these, and I wasn't feeling very good.
Yeah, so like
too many Friday nights at the bar.
But you talked about it yesterday that like the focus of this year's 12 wads is a little bit different, and like for me, my shoulders and triceps are hurting, dude.
Yeah.
Like hurting. Like today, probably won't be too bad because it's more pulling than it is pushing.
Yep.
Right. But like the combination of McGee, which is a couple hundred push-ups, right, and then you're doing the burpees, which the 7 minutes of burpees, which if you're been in CrossFit for long enough, you know what that's like.
It's about 100 push-ups.
Yeah, so that's another 100 push-ups, and then yesterday for me it was 150 push-ups.
Yep.
Hey, that's a lot of fucking push-ups, dude.
Yeah, it was on purpose.
Yeah, I know.
So that was the
fucking
theme of the week, was a lot of push-ups, and if you did, what made me super laugh and super happy was that some people missed McGee, so they're going to make it up today, right after doing Havana yesterday with 150 plus push-ups, and the day before doing the burpees, or even worse, you did Havana and the burpees yesterday, and you're doing McGee today.
There's a couple people that did the 7 minutes of burpees right after doing Havana.
Jake did it this morning, just like that too.
Fuck that.
Yeah, no, they're crazy.
That's insane.
So yeah, that made me laugh really hard when somebody was like, "Oh, I gotta do these 3 in a row," and I'm like, "Oh, good luck with your triceps." And that's what's hard about this, is doing anything out of order kind of can screw you really badly. Also, if you think about it, doing Havana, it's got the heavy cleans, heavy power cleans, and then today you're going to do McGee for heavy deadlifts. Like, it's tough.
Yeah.
But that's the challenge, right? That's the challenge.
Well, that's why you programmed it that way, right?
Yeah, so they weren't in a row.
Yeah. Show
up on time, people.
Do the wads when they're supposed to be done.
Speaking of wads being done the way they're supposed to be done, did you watch the day 1 of Dubai at the ski resort?
So I did watch pieces of it. So I got in trouble at work because I was watching YouTube. I was working, like I was doing my paperwork and stuff.
Sure.
But I got in trouble, and I'm not allowed to watch YouTube. I'm not allowed to watch anything that doesn't pertain to the job anymore.
Oh my god.
So if I do watch something, I kind of have to,
do it on down low,
put it off to the side or something. And they're not like super mad. It's just like, hey man, like focus on the job, which is I get it. But so I watched a little bit of it. I know what happens. I know who's in the lead. I know who won each WOD. But I was kind of disappointed at the fact that
the entire thing.
Yeah, like they made this big thing about how they're gonna introduce, like they're in a snow environment. We're gonna make you ski, and then they get there and it's a fucking ski erg.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah, it was really. It was. I mean, I get it.
Very disappointing.
Yeah, it was just disappointing because you kind of like hyped everybody up to be like, we're gonna introduce this sport.
Yeah.
Right. That in the past games and events, whatever. Like when you introduce a different sport, like people kind of tends to shake things up. Like when when they did kayaking last year, right? That shaked up the leaderboard a lot, and you could even make the argument that if it hadn't been kayaking or if it had been something different, we might have had a different champion.
Absolutely.
So,
and if you had actual skiing in yesterday's event, you'd have a totally different leaderboard, more than likely.
Oh, more, yeah, 100%. But instead, it was just a skier.
Just running.
And then running.
It was running. It was a day of running. And here's my problem is, don't they always run in the desert? Aren't they going to run tomorrow?
Probably.
Like, what's the point? So Ricky Garrard is going to win another one because he can run his ass off.
Yeah. What might be kind of cool to save it is and Dubai probably has the ability to, like, you got to run through the 4 seasons. Like you ran through the snow. Now you got to run through the desert.
Literally the hotel.
And then now you got I didn't even think about that.
That's who owns it. So.
But like, and if they had like, I don't know, a rainforest or something, you run through a rainforest.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then I don't know, run through some water or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So that was to me that was one of the biggest disappointments yesterday.
Yeah, it was disappointing. Because I was looking forward to seeing people eat shit.
And it wasn't even that I wanted to see us. I didn't really think they would make them ski until they said they were going to ski, and then I was like, oh, that's cool. It's going to be and it from the slope of that thing, it didn't look very steep, and I don't think it is very steep.
Yeah.
To me, you should have had them actually ski downhill.
Right.
So then people that can really ski are going to blast. Right.
Rewards your
and everybody else is just
skills.
going to have to sit there with their their knees together, feet together, and just really focus on not falling down and maybe getting some pushes in or just gliding down slowly. And then have them run back up to the top. Do 5 rounds of that. That would have been
like,
great.
Put your skis on your back and run up the mountain.
Get up the fucking mountain. You know? Or, I mean, maybe a snowboard if you're worried about their whatever. You let them choose. Even. Well,
I mean, you could probably do the choose, but if you're talking about, like, if you're trying to minimize safety, skiing is way more safe than snowboarding.
Yeah, and if we're talking about, I think you'd give them cross-country skis because you have to run.
Right.
There's unless you're going down a downhill slope like that like slope wasn't enough. Cross-country skis, man, that you fall down, you're fine. Yeah. Like,
but
I did that shit when I was 4. I couldn't stand up, let alone
professional
ski.
Athletes, right?
Yeah,
professional athletes. They should be able to adapt to the sport, adapt to the requirements of the competition.
And my feeling is most of them have done some sort of ski sports, whether water skis, whatever. Like I'm
sure they have.
I saw Sarah Sigmund's daughter, who has a blown out knee, or just is recovering. She was doing the one where it's a wakeboard,
right,
behind a boat, with no thing. She's just in there,
like you're surfing the wave that's created by. So there's an attachment.
It's crazy.
There's an attachment that you put on your motor that creates a bigger wake, and it actually creates a wave, and so you can surf that wave like you would.
And she was doing that, and I mean, she's of all the people you'd have to worry about, it's her, and she was fucking banging on that, no problem. Yeah, that was 2 days ago. Yeah, on her Instagram, and it was there. So like, man, give them skis or a snowboard. Let them choose.
Like, yeah, they're competing for a bunch of money, but like.
It's a bunch of money, so make them work.
Yeah, not only that, but like it doesn't affect their games. It doesn't affect the games either. Like like the game season. So what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah.
If it's a dud, like if this isn't the most accurate test or whatever, it doesn't matter because it's not part of the game season.
Absolutely, you're not going to the games from it. So
so it shouldn't matter. It should be more. These kinds of things like this, Wadapalooza, should be more of a like spectacle. You know.
Yeah.
Like, it should be something where you like, hey, everybody go ski down the slope. We want to see if you have some of the most basic fundamentals of fitness, right? Balance, coordination, stuff like that. And then while introduced to a sport that you may not be familiar with. And then in addition to that, it rewards the people that have that skill already because they've worked on it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Like to me, they have the capacity to ski.
Yeah.
We already know this. They
do
the skiers. They have the capacity to row. They have the capacity to ride a bike, and they have a capacity to run. We already know we make them run. We make them ride a bike.
Yeah.
I was just looking it up. I think they put them in sculls in England for a sanctional a couple of years ago.
Sculls? What are sculls?
An actual row, a boat.
Oh, like a
on the Thames, right?
Might have. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm not either. I think they did, but maybe not. But they should.
But even if you, I mean, kayaking is close enough.
Exactly,
you know?
and they should put them on a skis, because why not? It's balance. I mean,
anybody can get on a rower.
I think it makes sense. So I think they blew it there, and then another way they blew it in the snow, they didn't do anything.
Yeah, they just ran.
You did a fucking ski erg. That's a non-moving. It has nothing to do with snow. Whoop-de-doo, it's cold in there.
Yeah.
And then you made them
Which
run.
Which actually probably benefits them, if anything. Because
exactly. It's way easier to work out in the cold.
Because your body's heating up and you don't feel like you're dying in 120-degree heat.
You could push hard. So, and then you ran. So you did monostructural movement, 2 events with the same movement, and you didn't use the snow. To me, I get it. You don't want to make them ski because, whatever you want.
Right.
Maybe it's unfair, but the thing I thought about when they said ski resort, I was like, oh man, make them into sled dogs.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Make them pull a sled or make them push a sled in the snow and just getting down dirty.
Yeah,
and just
make it a heavy fucking
uphill.
Yeah,
yeah, just like a freaking a pack of dogs.
Yeah,
be great.
That'd be kind of cool.
That was called what's her name? David's daughter, the sled dog. Let's find out who the real sled dog is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That would have been cool. You could have did something out there.
And when they announced the run, like the run event where it was just a run up the hill.
Yeah.
Like in my head, I thought they were gonna kind of, because people always try to throw twists, right? Like at the last second, I thought they were gonna be like, oh, you're gonna run up a hill, but there's all these obstacles you gotta fucking climb over and shit.
Nothing.
But not even that. Like, you could have made a bunch of snowbanks or fucking
that was
something
that was a dud.
Yeah.
And then on top of it,
definitely dropped the ball.
So on top of it, let's talk about that first event. They didn't have a proper time cap. 2 girls
17
finished.
minutes
2 girls
for 5
finished.
rounds?
Yeah, it's insane.
That's insane.
2 girls finished. So they needed to change that.
Yeah.
And
like, did they not test these workouts? Like, and if they did, who the fuck are you testing with?
Hey, Rich, can you test this?
Yeah,
buddy.
Or hey,
call up
Tia,
Matt,
can you test this
Matt
and tell me what your time is?
So I don't know who's in charge of this thing, but they're not very good at programming. They're not very good at anything. The setup, we'll get into that. So
just make it a spectacle, you know?
As this thing's going, somebody needs to be on the ground and be like, change it.
Yeah.
Like when it's
a little hard though because there's only 2 heats.
It ain't that hard.
No, but I mean, like,
it's easier. There's
though.
only 2 heats. You knew in the first one that it was a problem.
So you
when nobody is
time...
on the 5th round with 3 minutes left.
Yeah. Oh, so you're saying like right then and there, I'd be like, hey, we're changing from 17 to 20.
The fucking athletes were still running after they ended. They still ran
finish.
Yeah. So, like, it was over. They still ran across. They're not going to stop until they hear the. They don't. There was no clock there. They couldn't see the clock.
True. Right.
You just let them go. Like that first heat, they should have been like, oh shit, this isn't.
Yeah. We're not even close to
I mean, you're at like 14 minutes and no woman was on the last round.
5, yeah.
And the rounds take about 3 minutes. So, like, or, maybe one woman was, whatever it was. But it was obvious that nobody was finishing this damn thing. Change it right then. The guys, maybe not so much. I think like 5 guys finished.
It should have been probably maybe 19 minutes for the females and 17 minutes for the males.
It seems like to me somebody tested it and that person might not have been either they were super fit and they were like, and they used them as like whatever their time, like, hey, Ocean, test this, and you got 17 minutes. Be like, okay, that seems fair. So everybody should finish in that. No, that should be like your average shot, right?
Yeah.
Add a minute to that. If they added a minute to that, almost everybody finishes.
Right.
I'm pretty sure, especially the men. But like one girl, she was like, what, 2 feet from the finish line, and then there was 3 or 4 right behind. Like 1 minute would have been huge. 1 minute's almost that whole run.
Right.
So that was a disaster, and they should have on the fly just said, "Oh, keep it going."
Yeah.
It would have been super easy to do. There was no schedule. There's no media. Like what? What are you gonna do? Just shut off the cameras? It'd take 5 more minutes.
Right.
The next heat, they don't care. They ain't gonna be like, "Oh God, I was ready to go right now." No, they're not.
No.
They're waiting for a 20-minute workout. They're just chilling. Yeah.
It's disappointing, especially for a place like Dubai that is literally
loaded.
Well, not only that, but they're literally the city is built on extravagance.
Yeah.
Like that's the premise of the entire city is how ridiculous can we make things? It's ridiculous to begin with that they have a fucking ski slope in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, that's true.
Like. And you kind of just drop the ball on day 1 of your competition, and especially in a competition that in the past
they dropped the ball before that, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but especially a competition in the past that has been pretty exciting.
Yeah,
and a lot of people have been excited to compete at.
I don't think it's not going to be exciting. I just think that.
Well, they have a max clean and jerk tomorrow.
That could have been way better.
Right.
Yeah. So then that's event 1. Event 2 was stupid in that you had them running again, and then the women went the wrong way and cut the half of the run out.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so the first heat of women, you run up the mountain and down or whatever, and they
cut across too
early. Like, why don't you have that closed off?
Yeah. Well, I didn't see that because
so
I watched
that's why
the end of that video.
The women did it in 1:30 or something stupid, or 2 minutes, sub 2 minutes.
Yeah.
The guys were like double that because they actually went all the way up and all the way down. So again, there should have been somebody there, whoever was in charge of this thing.
Yeah.
In the first event, should have been like, "Hey, we're gonna let them keep going. Give them 2 more minutes." And then in event 2, it should have been. Remember when Dave said, "Go do it again."
Yeah.
When the women screwed up and they knew, like, you see somebody coming down that hill in under 2 minutes, they didn't run 700 meters.
Right.
That's around what it was supposed to be. as they come down, be like, because there's got to be somebody on walkie-talkie that says, oh, they just went the wrong way. Has to be.
Well,
and if there isn't, there should be.
You should have prevented it to begin
with. No, exactly.
But should have been blocked off.
But you didn't. Somebody should have been there, like, okay, when they got to the bottom, be like, go ahead and do it again.
Yeah.
And then tell them, and do the next heat like that. It's only 2 heats. It's not that big a deal.
So if you change something, it's easy to just to make it uniform for the next heat.
Instead, they just made it, oh yeah, we're going to leave it at a fucking 2-minute run. Who gives a shit about a 2-minute run? They already did a 2-minute run 5 times. We already know who's good at that. I don't know. That was stupid.
I agree with you. that whoever is maybe not necessarily programming, but whoever is putting this event together.
Yeah, it's not the best.
It's a little underwhelming.
And then you mentioned what is it, clean and jerk tomorrow?
Yeah, there's gonna be a max clean.
They only have 2 shots.
2 attempts?
They have 2 attempts, and there was originally going to be no warm-up bar. So they're literally going to go out.
Doesn't make any sense.
And there's a if they don't do at least make half of their lifts, they're out of the fucking competition. So that means you have to make
at least one.
Your opener. So they're all gonna come in super low.
Right.
Because A, they're not gonna be really super warmed up and ready. Right. And B, they have to make it. Because obviously you're not gonna want to make your heavier. You're not gonna want to be forced to make your heavy one.
What the fuck?
So this is right up there, like when Sam Briggs gets eliminated from regionals as the champion, or from the games as the champion, because she falls after 10 minutes of handstand walks, or 11 feet of handstand walks rather. And then it was like, oh no, you're done. And then she could never make that up. That was like, that's what I see being another really dumb rule. That's going to be a problem. That's tomorrow's problem.
Yeah. Fuck.
And then
we're gonna have to do one of these every day to cover the fucking retardedness that's happening.
And then to find any information out on this thing,
it's so hard.
You can't.
Last night I looked up, because I knew we were podcasting today. So last night I was trying to look shit up and to be prepared, because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to watch it during the day today. There's nothing.
And if you go on,
it almost seems like whoever is planning this didn't plan it the last time.
I don't know. I think they just don't care. They just want these guys to come out and throw down. But I'm like, why wouldn't you want to make it a big? I mean, you want it to be a big event. You want bigger names than that are there right now.
When your top 2 people are Sam Briggs and Ricky Garrard, who has been suspended from CrossFit for the past 5 years.
Well, your top 2 men, one of them hasn't competed in 4 years, and the other one never shows up except for this. Yeah, because it's the only time he get out of his country. And then if you look at who was supposed to be there when they said, they put up their list of invitees, Guy Mojeros, he ain't there.
No.
Haley Adams, the 2 biggest names you pretty much put on that marquee.
Yeah.
Right now,
I wonder, do you know if Haley Adams or Guy Mojeros?
They're doing Wadapalooza.
Oh, so they just chose, I'm going to do it.
Well, think about it, they're all Mayhem athletes. All of Mayhem's going to Wadapalooza. But you had, you do have a Mayhem athlete there. Andrea Nisler is in the girls. Yeah. So, I think she's doing okay. I think she's 8th place or something. But,
I wonder if maybe they people said that, we're not going to do Dubai because we're going to do Wadapalooza, and then they kind of just whatever, we'll just put on a half-ass competition then.
I don't think they did that. I mean, I think I don't think, so I went on their website first off. Most of it is 2019.
All right, because
they haven't updated their fucking website. What the fuck? And then their Instagram account barely has any followers. Their views are crap.
Yeah.
Because they don't put anything up. They have 5, their posts are just 5 days ago, 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days to go. That's what their posts are, right? And then it's until yesterday, we knew one workout from the day before. Yesterday they released, and today they released a bunch of workouts. The thing's already going on. Your time to drum up interest with the workouts was over several weeks. You feed people it, so they're like, oh yeah, that Dubai thing's coming up. Oh, and they start following. Following, and you have nobody following shit. And then you can't find anything because you can't go to the website. Their website has no information about this year. Their YouTube, the last thing they put up on YouTube until yesterday was 2 years ago.
What the fuck?
And so it's you don't even know if you're on the right fucking YouTube page. I have no idea, and I still don't because they haven't put anything up yet.
Right.
Because until tomorrow, that's when they're going on YouTube. Their Instagram live feed yesterday, when they went to post it, you know how you ever do anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. You hit post to story or whatever,
right.
or to feed. Didn't happen, so it's gone. So, like, the only way to watch it, like, I watched it on Sevon's podcast because he had it going in the background. You could watch it on, like, a lot of it on Tommy Marquez's Instagram because he was there doing it all for the Morning Chalk Up. And it's like, they missed on every aspect of this thing. They just missed. And then I went to the Ski Dubai because I wanted to see what the Ski Dubai looked like.
So maybe...
And their website, or all their stuff is, like, just people in hats smiling because they're like, normal, look at us, we're in the winter. But you can't even see the slopes. Like, there's no. It's all garbage. I think it's a Dubai thing.
Yeah, I was just saying. I wonder if it's a Dubai thing. I wonder if just because they have so much money that they just don't care.
Because of the extravagance of everything, that's what draws people in. They don't need to do any advertising.
Maybe.
And they don't need a marketing department. They don't need, and they do though, because this would be way more interesting if they had one.
Right. Well, maybe in their mind they don't think they need it.
I mean, they don't, because they don't need the money, right? So it's not.
They're not doing it for the money.
The freaking Prince is the one that used to put this money up. I'm sure he still is.
Yeah.
Like, he flew everybody there and put all the money up, and it's like, that was it. So, I don't know. It's interesting, though. It's interesting to see how bad it's done. Like, this is, like, to me, shit that you find in local comps that we would never have.
Yeah, even us at our level, we would never do this kind of shit.
I was like, man, this is like... there's a week to go and I haven't released one of the workouts.
Right.
I'm like, oh shit, I got to get on this.
And it'd be different.
They did it a day before, dude.
Yeah, it'd be different if you were purposely trying to do that. If you're purposely like, all right, nobody's gonna know the workouts until day of. That's fine. But there's other ways to drum up interest. You know?
Yeah.
There's other things that you could post.
Yeah.
To drum up interest, but.
And then nobody has any idea of what the rules are even.
Right.
Like. What's the tiebreaker if somebody's running or skiing?
Right.
Like, there's a 400-meter run. That's a couple minutes they were doing it in like a minute 20, right? The guys anyway. So if you have a minute of running, like starting or ending the run, you get the same score. I don't even know. I don't know what they even figured out. Last night the girls' leaderboard didn't even have the first event in. I don't know if you even do now, but the second event was all in. The first event wasn't even in it, like when I went to bed, like at 11 o'clock.
That's weird.
I watched the first two events before they even put the scores in.
Yeah.
The guys had them in. It made no sense.
Man, they're just fucking dropping.
I don't know. It's just not good, yeah.
Well, I mean, we probably go on and on about that, but since we have a limited amount of time, I just want to talk about a couple of the athletes, right? There's some stories to be analyzed here, right? You said it, Sarah Simeon-Daughter's first competition, right? Back and
good.
Like, I've seen some people kind of comment on the fact that she's not in the top whatever and that she kind of looks shitty, but fuck, it's her first competition back. Like, cut her some slack, you know?
And it's running events.
That's my thought, is like, she purposely did this so that she could work her way back into
give her a date.
That, and it's not a consequential date, right? It's not like, if I'm not ready by this date, then that's it, right? Because if you're not ready by the Open, then you're done.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah.
But for her, she made it to this so that she could, if she's not ready, then she knows what she needs to fix,
and she could pull out of this and not feel too bad about it.
Right. So, but I like what I've seen from her so far.
Absolutely.
I mean, she looks confident in the knee, and that's something that I was looking for specifically, because I've had surgery on my knee, and I know what it's like to not trust your knee.
Yeah, absolutely.
And but I think she looks pretty confident in the knee, and it's going to be interesting.
And she's a force to reckon with if she's healthy.
If she's healthy and in the right mindset, she's fucking. And
we find out by the end of this weekend. I mean, that was probably the worst thing she could do, is running in the snow. Yeah. So I'm sure she wasn't like running down that hill. Some of the people were just right. Yeah. She ain't gonna do that.
No,
because if she takes a wrong step, it's not good. Same thing with. We'll see if they're running in the desert. I don't know. But it's probably hard ground. I don't think it's sand.
The sand.
But that's an interesting one too.
And then on the male side,
JT, you gotta open everything up.
What?
Yeah, open everything up. The doors.
Why didn't
No, I know. I'm saying.
you guys know?
you have permission.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But on the male side, return of Ricky Gerard and 2 first place finishes.
They're in trouble.
Yeah.
They're in trouble.
Man, I wonder if they're gonna drug test him.
Of course.
It's already daytime there.
Of course, right? But there's no way there's.
God, if you got tested, it'd be like John Jones all over again.
Yeah.
Be like, are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah. There's no way. There's no way he's gonna pop. And like I said, if he was telling the truth about what he did, these dudes are in trouble. And so far, it looks like he was telling the truth. And they're in trouble.
Bro,
big trouble.
I think depending on how the rest of this weekend goes, I think the picture for 2022 games might be a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because if those 2 events were in the games, it's tough to say if anybody would have beat him.
Yeah, especially at the times he put up.
Because Train.Recover is a beast.
Yeah.
He's no
Train.Recover
joke.
is that's another person that I think if he was actually able to compete at the games,
he's top 10.
He'd throw a wrench in everything.
Right.
You know, it's kind of not disappointing, but it's a bummer that.
Yeah,
he's
I'm like
not
he
able to.
keeps getting to Dubai. Why doesn't he just fly to Dubai and then have the prince use his private jet and fly him to the United States?
I don't know.
And fuck visas and shit and just let him go and then fly his ass back after the games.
I don't know how. I'm sure
that?
there's.
Can you do that? I think
I'm sure there's some kind of laws or something. And
I doubt it, man.
There, but
you got a private planes and shit. You could get them out there. You can take some hoppers. Those dudes got enough money.
Yeah, I'm sure the prince.
He'd just say that he's from. He'd be like, "Look, man, if you get me there, I'll say I'm from
Dubai,
the UAE, and I'll give you the glory. Glory to Allah, man. Do it. Get him there. Get the man there. I want to see this guy.
Yeah, I want to see him in the games. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah.
Do you think before we end, just a quick question. Do you think the games is ever going global, as far as location? You think
I don't know. Castro says it is, but he says not anytime soon.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is they sign contracts, right? So.
Right. Well, Madison's coming up, or not Madison. Madison is it's coming to a close.
Yeah, so they've been touring different facilities like Dallas or Austin.
Yeah, Austin.
And then a couple other. I was just reading about that. There's like three other venues.
What would be cool is something similar to. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're there yet, but something similar to the Olympics.
Of course.
Where
to me, anywhere that there's an Olympic village.
Yeah, it could house
anywhere the Olympics have been held. You should look at those places to hold the CrossFit
and
games.
You'd be capable of it
because
too.
Then you have everything you need, and those countries would be thrilled to use those facilities because they don't use them after most. Most
of them don't, and if they may be trying to vie for another Olympics, but that could be anywhere from 4 to 50 years down the road. I don't know.
I could see him going to Europe or Canada. That's going to be one of the first ones.
Test the waters.
Anywhere else, I don't think you're looking at that for. I mean, CrossFit has to get way bigger before that happens. I mean, they barely send a athlete from Asia, so like you're never going to go to Asia, or not in any.
Maybe Mexico.
Anytime soon.
I feel like Mexico is starting to get big.
Yeah, Mexico's shady though.
That's true.
But you never know. They might do a South America. I mean,
Canada probably seems like the logical choice because it's on the same continent.
Yeah.
And there's a large proportion of the top echelon of athletes are from
the
Canada.
Americas. Yeah.
So.
And that's why I say Europe's the other one.
Yeah.
And there's tons of
sense.
venues in Europe that you could use, also like Olympic venues and that'd be awesome to have it in England or something. That'd be cool as hell.
I'm ready. I'm ready to travel, man.
Yep.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's our download of day one of the Dubai CrossFit Championship.
The next event starts in
like 5 hours.
8 hours.
Like that.
Yeah, it's like 1 a.m. or something here, I think.
So we'll
super confusing.
Probably not going to do a day by day, but maybe Saturday or something. We'll put something out, or Monday.
Yeah.
We'll just review the whole weekend.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining us. Let us know what you thought of the weird snow events. Did you guys, like when they announced that they were going to ski, did you think they were actually going to ski, or was that
They got me, man.
Yeah, it got me. So let us know what you thought. Please like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. We'll see you guys in the next one.